Well, we are back here at 77 Scugog, taking a look at apartment number 3. Now this project has been a long time coming, but now we're starting to see some drywall come up. We're at our final phase here. Let's take a look at how things have progressed and see how close we are to actually being able to rent this to a tenant. So as you can see, even at our front entrance, major changes have happened here in Unit 3. Originally, when you walked in the door, there was a very awkward set of stairs that led up to the second story. Now, this was by no means legal, and so we've done some major revamping, moving our stairs around and closing this area off. Over here, there was a death trap door that led into the basement, which again, by no means legal. So we've removed that, redone the floor across here, put new aspenite down so that we have a nice solid surface to work for our main floor. Above our heads, you can see that the drywall has already been installed, but all of the joist systems have been redone, and I'll show you that in a second, what we had to do to make that work on this balloon framed building. And then of course, we took advantage of the fact that there was an existing foundation wall where an addition had been, and opened this space up so that the kitchen, living and dining room is now one big open flowing space. Now, you can see that one of the biggest challenges on this project was the HVAC. Now, what we had to do was redirect everything that was below us up underneath the stairs and up across here so we could consolidate and reach all the vents that were necessary upstairs. Now, right now it looks a little bit jumbled and janky because it hasn't been finished yet, but when all of this is said and done, with our cabinets going across the wall over here and us closing in underneath the stairs for our laundry and as a little bit of a crawl space, most of this bulkhead work is going to disappear to the eye. It's going to be an open space that they can utilize for their tenants. Now, let's go take a look at how this floor system came together up above our heads, as well as what the second floor looks like now. So as I mentioned before, the entire floor system over my head had to be changed because it was overspanned and cut through. There wasn't much left of what was there for 2x10 joists. We've replaced everything on this side of the floor system with 2x12 joists so that it spanned properly. However, the biggest challenge over here was the fact that we have a balloon framed house. And what that meant was all of the original joists were actually tucked in beside all of the 2x4 studs, and they were just nailed onto the side. Now this wouldn't be acceptable with today's standards. So instead of having to cut everything open and install things in a conventional manner, where we would have a top plate running across this wall and our floor system sitting on top of it with a new wall system for the second story up above that, we opted to leave the balloon framing alone and simply build everything as a floor system inside of the balloon framing. So you can see that our 2x12 joists and rim boards have been installed. They've been lagged to every single stud across here to give it a good solid hold on the side, and then all of our floor system has been run off of that. And across this side over here, we have our existing Unit 1 bathroom that is actually cutting out into the space of Unit 3. And this posed a problem because the entire floor system above that and the entire ceiling structure had already been finished when we did Unit 1. So we didn't want to disturb it. Now our original joists were 2x10s, and we've opted to go to 2x12s to make the span in one continuous length, meeting today's Ontario Building Code. What this means is we didn't have enough space directly over top of the wall plates to be able to install a 2x12 as our rim boards across the stair opening. So instead, what we did was we increased the amount of plies, went to a 3-ply 2x8, which gave us the ability to go directly over top of the wall over here without disturbing that bathroom and still create a flush and level floor all the way across for our second story. Now, again, we've only got to go from that wall of the bathroom to the exterior wall. We don't have that long of a span, and we don't have a whole lot of head height because we've now come up about 24 inches from the main floor system. So what we opted to do in here was actually change to 2x6 joists, and they're able to span the 6.5 feet that we need to make. And by doing this, we were able to maximize the amount of headroom in the bathroom on this landing. So that was our major changes here. Of course, changing all this floor system changed our layout upstairs. So why don't we go take a look and see how the bedrooms and the bathroom look up there. So just like on the main floor, we've had a lot of changes up here on the second story. The biggest being what's directly behind me, which is our roof beam. So if you recall from our previous trips here, this area across here actually used to be a laundry room and a bathroom from Unit 2. Since then, we've installed this 4-ply 11 7/8 LVL, which has captured all the weight of the roof structure directly over top of us. And by doing that, we were able to open up the space, close off the entranceway from Unit 2, and create our bathroom for Unit 3 directly over top of this area here. So we now have our 2-piece bathroom and our 3-piece bathroom located directly on top of each other, which made all the drains and ventilation very easy to accomplish. And now we have a nice open 3-piece bathroom for Unit 3. Now upstairs, we opted to keep the 2 bedrooms on the far side pretty much the way that they were before. There were a few modifications that we had to do. We found out that our roof structure here was actually overspanned. So we created a 3-ply 2x8 beam leading from this post, which is actually directly over top of one of our foundation walls, which we saw downstairs, and tied it in to our 4-ply 11 7/8 beam. So now all of the roof structure, all the ceiling structure has all been reinforced and re-supported so that we don't have to worry about any sags or issues later on down the road. By doing this, obviously it created a little bit of a, corner in our hallway here, but we had created a big enough hallway that we still have maximized our walking space through this area. We had to modify our closet in this bedroom, but otherwise these bedrooms were able to stay the same. And of course, because we had changed where the stair location was over here, we were able to optimize this area over here, creating one big master bedroom for the tenants. So here is where our major changes have happened in the upstairs of Unit 3, and that is our new master bedroom. Now, if you recall before, this window over here was actually located in our bathroom that was a long corridor leading to Unit 2. Since then, obviously, our beam has gone in across here, which has allowed us to open up all this space. We were able to salvage the windows that were in sort of the laundry pass-through part of the bathroom that was Unit 2 and utilize that here in the bedroom. We've reoriented our closet over here and basically opened up this entire space. Really, the only other changes that have happened here in the last little while are down in the basement, and I'll take you down there so you can see what we've had to do for fire separation. So we've talked about the major changes that have happened on the second floor and here on the main. There are a few changes happening in the basement, primarily our access into the basement. If you recall me mentioning earlier, there used to be a trap door that led down to the basement on this side. When all is done, we're actually only going to have access to this basement through Unit 1, through the foundation and through a fire-rated door that will lead into this area over here. Now, obviously the tenants won't need access. It'll only be for utility repairs and maintenance, for the furnace and for the hot water tank. But in the meantime, to get access down there, let's take our secret entranceway underneath the stairs. So as I mentioned before, we have a situation where Unit 1's bathroom is actually located over top of the basement in Unit 3. What this creates is a difficulty maintaining our fire separation between Unit 1 and Unit 3 because of this outcropping. So, as an alternative solution, our inspector is allowing us, instead of having to sheet the entire ceiling in drywall, in a fire-rated drywall, we're actually able to get away with installing sprinkler system throughout the basement ceiling. Well, as you can see, some major changes since the last time we were here. I'm really looking forward to coming back and seeing what it's going to look like when it's completely finished in Unit 3. It's been a long time coming. Can't wait to sit down with Cecilia and Jeff and talk about all the progress and all of the challenges that we've had on this project. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far. Stay tuned for the next installment to see how everything is going to finish off. And in the meantime, look forward to seeing you on the next one.